Hey, what up, guys? I'm just gonna be chilling today. Mainly, what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to get used to my new streaming setup in my new place. So today I'm basically just doing a test run right now. Uh, okay, yeah, we're good here. We're good. Right now, you're able to see my entire screen because I'll be primarily working. Maybe I shouldn't share my whole screen, but whatever. All right. What's up? Thank you. I'm letting it down because I need to let it. I need to let my follicles rest. So today I'm kind of just. Oh, how do I keep my chat floating around with me? I need my chat with. Oh, I could just put it on my. Oh no, I could have it on my second desktop. Okay, that works. Hang on. Yeah, I need to be able to see my chat. Even if I change my screen. Dude, it's been a long time since I've done a stream. Plus, I'm in a new country and new environment, so I'm gonna be a little clumsy. Uh, all right, cool. So I can chat here. Hey guys, what's up? Feel free to ask questions. I'm sort of just typing. I'm sort of just testing my setup in my new office. Okay. So I can see the chat over here. And now I should update this. All right. It's like minorly dangerous that I'm like showing everything. All right. It's all good though. Okay. So today I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be paying attention to. Wow, I can't speak. Oh, dude, I need to do like warm ups. Um, I'm gonna be doing for the next like hour. Hang on, it's 11 o'clock right now where I am. I have to be somewhere at 1:30. I also need lunch, so I guess I can be around for like an hour, 20 minutes ish. I have like an hour, 20 minutes, and I guess what I'm gonna do is mainly just work on my question bank today. But while I'm working, you guys can just ask me whatever questions you guys have. So let me get into it now. Yeah, make a quick announcement. Um, is it better to have this with my desktop out? It might be better. You know what? That's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up my stream to focus more on my face. Uh, okay. So this takes some time. It's like awkwardly huge. Let's make this smaller. It's like awkwardly small, but whatever. And then where's my chat? Give me my chat. Hmm. Okay, that kind of works. Do I need to aim this slightly? Okay. Yeah, that works. So this is just me working. Uh, do I need like a border on this thing? No, too lazy. God, I have so much to do. I'm like overwhelmed. Okay. Ugh. All right, let's keep it simple. Khan Academy time. Not simple here. Okay. Oh God, I feel so lazy right now. Uh, I just remembered why this was so hard for me. It's because I was thinking of I got stuck on this last time because I was thinking of reorganizing, restructuring the database. Hmm. Restructuring the database. Okay. Because this is such a mess. Holy crap. Databases. Ah. Dude, it's so annoying not being a coder. I should have learned to code like a decade ago. Um, Building a database in Notion. Very annoying. Okay. Very, very annoying. You know, sometimes I have dreams about Notion features like being released. God. Okay. Where I need to make, I just need to make a view where I can just add questions, right? That's what I need to do. I need to not think about the database structure. Right? That's what I need to do. But I'm hating my nomenclature right now. This nomenclature is way too complicated. Bro, it's so complicated. Oh my god. Um, I need some way of, how do I add without stressing myself out? Hmm. What is this source temp? Hmm. I guess the other way of doing this is I could just create a new database for now and then merge them later. That would probably make my life easier. How come no one's talking to me? Guys, if you have questions, just or if you want to just like chat with me, you guys can just chat with me. Bro, that's so much work. How long have I mean, this length, hang on. Let's see. I've cut it, I've had two major cuts, maybe three major cuts. I don't remember anymore. Oh, the really major cuts are, I guess, two. I have had two major cuts since I started growing, but I started growing in 2016, so that's 7 years. Um, I think I had a major cut like 3 years ago, and then I had another cut like this year. So right now, this is probably like 3 years length. Is this 3 years? It's maybe 2 or 3 years length. So over here, this is like 2023 hair. Over here is probably like 2022 hair, 2021 hair. So this hair at the tip right here is probably like when I first started streaming. This is like March 20 March 2021 hair right here. Bro, I cannot be bothered, right? It's so painful because I have to like create a new nomenclature. So I guess what I could do is create a new name here and then just add it to a list and then, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just add it to a list. Okay, let's go. Digital SAT foundations. There's probably no example questions here, right? Trying to figure out if you can even track what I'm doing. Barely.
Welcome to official digital SAT prep on Khan Academy. We're glad you're here. As you may have heard, the SAT is changing. Starting in 2023, the SAT will gradually transition into a digital test, replacing the paper and pencil version. So, what is the digital SAT? The new test will be taken on your laptop or tablet using Bluebook, a testing platform developed by College Board to provide a more convenient and secure testing experience. The new test will also be shorter, about 2 hours instead of 3, and will include new question styles designed to better test underlying skills within the digital format, including shorter reading passages, and you'll be able to use a calculator on the entire math section. While the transition to digital will bring a number of student and educator-friendly changes, many important features of the SAT will stay the same. The digital SAT will continue to measure the knowledge and skills that students are learning in school and that matter most for college. The test using Khan Academy as your digital, starting with a practice test, will allow you to diagnose the areas where you need the most practice. Future practice for test day.
I go to the cafe, then I come back home to my office and get back to work. It's a good rhythm. What's up with you guys? Who's studying for who's taking the November SAT tomorrow? Preparing the SAT. Free course. Khan Academy for both sections. Okay. I'm assuming this is the same. Yeah. Last year to oh, you're in college. Hey, I'm yo. I don't think I've you've never chatted with me before, right? I don't think we've ever chatted before, but thanks for dropping in. And I'm really happy. It's funny. It's kind of like you guys are like uh my little alumni, you know. So you, it's I feel good when the alumni come back and chat with me. I'm glad I could have a positive effect on you guys. So uh, s- did you get the reading test score that you wanted? You put your friends onto it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm kind of liking this current level of not famousness. I don't want to be famous really. Although flip side is I do want to make money, but like I like being kind of under the radar where the only people that are talking about me are a bunch of freaks on Reddit. So I'm really glad. Like I just want to stay like ideally I'd be able to make a very good living for myself and my future family, but just stay about this famous. I don't want to really be more famous than this. Sadly though, Sadly, though, so that's why I don't know, man. I don't know if I ever want to do like professional videos because professional videos I think will like launch me to like a level that I don't think I'm honestly like ready for. I don't want to be like a. I don't really want to be an influencer. You know what I mean? So I don't want that much pressure, or I don't want that many eyeballs on me. So it's good. This is like the ideal time when everyone's just feeling good, everyone's all positive vibes, and we're not all like hypercritical and stuff. This is good. This is good level of YouTube for me. 720, yeah, yeah, man, dude, that is a solid score. Good job. And I'm just glad. Like honestly, I think a lot of smart kids are just handicapped by poor technique and just watching somebody else do it a different way from the way they're doing it, just like that by itself could be the trigger that sets off like a chain reaction where actually you can take the test a very different way and then you just do way better. So just yeah, if I could just do that to more people, I'd be pretty happy. Do that for more people, I guess. I'd be happy. All right, none of this is really. These are new lessons for me, new pages for me, but none of this is like. Yeah, eh. All right, I don't even know. It's just I'm just the completionist, so I kind of always need to read everything that comes out. Uh, but I really need to get to the actual questions. All right, moving on. Here we go. Actual questions. What do I do nowadays? So, just to give a big overview of my schedule, like on in winters and summers, I teach classes in person. Okay, so that's when I go back to home base. But during the fall and the spring semesters, where everyone's in school, I just I travel and work. So last year I was mostly in Vietnam. This year I was supposed to be back in Vietnam because I kind of like the vibe there. You can like work out, you can go swimming, you go to the beach, you can have a lot of coffee, super cheap. But I ended up kind of accidentally in Kyoto. Like I was supposed to be here for only 1 week with my brother and his fiance. We were doing like a kind of like a family vacation. Uh, and I was only supposed to be here for 1 week, but then I canceled my flight to Vietnam because I liked Kyoto so much. So I'm just staying here now. I'll be here for the next 2 months. Not even 2 anymore, like 1.5 months. You learned dangling modifier. Oh, yo, you must have learned that from the Discord server, RK, right? Uh, the day before. The day. Okay, I guess. Yo, I mean, if it helps, it helps. The day before, I'm. It's a little late to be learning the dangling modifiers, but I'm glad you figured it out. Did you learn that on Discord or did you learn that through my videos? And also, was that paper or was that digital? Okay, this question I definitely have somewhere, so let me just check. Jan Gimsa. Okay. KA22. What is I? Oh, right. So I need to have an alternative name, which is what happened here? Source temp. Where'd it go? Eh. Slightly confused. Oh, that's a question bank. That's why. So zero prep, just a few vids. Oh, dude, you okay? So you're obviously a good student. Like you're obviously academically pretty solid. Are you gonna take it? Are you gonna take it again? It is digital though, so that changes the equation a little bit. But I feel like if you did that with zero prep and you just watched a couple videos, you probably could get a higher score. Let's see this. I need to come up with. Okay, KA23, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4. Foundations. Lesson 1, Lesson 2, I see. I want it more descriptive. Foundations. Call it I. And then this is command of evidence. Four, five. COET. Oh, dude, I don't even know what to. All right, whatever. It's actually not that important, but sort. So you got 1550. Soham, thanks for the shout out. By watching you go through the tests. 1550, good job, dude. Uh, that's awesome. Was that for the digital or was that for the paper? And then we have Preston, 1490, taking December. Okay, so we have somebody taking the December. Cool. Preston also is this. I just realized there's gonna be a bunch of paper and digital people, so I'm gonna write. This is actually like hard to. I need to write that down somewhere. Everybody, whenever you say something, if you can just say if you're digital or paper, that would like clarify things for me a lot. But December SAT, so Soham took the paper. So you're in the States. Good job, man. 750 on the. Honestly, on the 750 or above on the reading, that's super solid because that's not an easy test, especially for the paper. 730 reading, writing, 760 math, taking December. Okay. Preston, you still have some upside for you, man. Math, you can get 30, 40 more points. Reading by December, you have 1 month. So what's that? Maybe 20 more points. So that would maybe get you, if you got a 50-point increase, that'd be a 1540. So you got some upside left for you. Seems like you're already doing pretty solid on the reading writing, man. Too bad. I'm kind of curious though with the digital. It sounds like you're taking digital, Preston, as far as I can tell. Like, what are you doing for the? What are you doing for like the? For the practice? Oh, you're taking paper. Okay, never mind. Okay. Okay. Now, paper kids you guys are solid because you have a lot of practice materials. I guess at this time it is Friday morning, so probably no one who's taking digital internationally. Like right now, it's Friday morning in Asia. So the only people who would be talking to me at this time that's digital is probably like, hang on, like in Vietnam, how many hours away is it? It's 2 hours away. No, so like in India or like, I guess, what time is it in like Dubai? It's 6:37. Okay, right now, if anybody's digital, it's like Dubai kids who are watching my stream before school. So I guess there's not gonna be a lot of digital kids here. Um, Sudi, what's up? Oh, you are taking digital. What the heck? Where are you right now? Like, why are you not in school right now? It's Friday morning. Let me get through something. What was I doing right now? Okay. All right, let's go. Sudeep in Nepal. Oh, okay. Wait, what time is it in Nepal? Isn't it like eight? Yeah, 3 hours. 8:20. Okay, so you're not 8:24. There's a 15-minute difference. Okay, that's. Oh, I did like I know India has like this weird 30-minute thing. Weird to me, obviously. Ah, so you have a India and Nepal have a 15-minute difference. Okay, that's crazy. That makes it really hard to like translate to non to international time. Okay, got it. So you're taking the November SAT in 2 days. Oh, that's Surflex. That's someone else. Okay, Sudeep, you're taking it in December. How can you improve your reading writing? First of all, Sudeep, did you already burn through all four Blue Book tests? Because that changes things. Also, Surflex, uh, good luck on the November SAT. Good luck. Are you taking it in? Are you taking it in the states? 2 days. So yeah, you must be taking it in the states because you're. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Good luck, man. Hang on. What did the answer choice change here? I don't remember this answer choice. No. Okay. I guess I just never really. All right. Next question.
The answer needs to be all right, not just partly right. Good luck out there, test takers. You've got this.
Ah, so annoying. Khan Academy. All right, here we go. KA23, I1, Q03.
Writing test. The pH level.
Some hints, Sudeep. Sudeep, I think I already asked you though some question. Sudeep, I was asking you if you already took all four Blue Book practice tests. And Surflex, how are you feeling? How confident are you feeling going into the November test?
On test day. The text. The pH level of lake water, which
Where's my pH level? Bro, where's this thing? Okay. Okay, I see. This is gonna be a lot of work. Holy crap. So much work! Okay, two more questions. Here we go. You took all four?
hey, test
Oh no.
takers. Before
All right, here we have a new question finally. So, hints for, I mean, you took all four, so at this point, you're going to need to use, like, what practice materials are you using right now besides the Blue Book practice tests? Like, you have to have more practice, right? So, did you go through all of Khan Academy already? Like, you know what? Sudeep, you tell me, because I could just tell you hints, like, practice more. But like right now, I have no information. So any hint I can give you is going to be totally useless. You should tell me all the materials you already used. You should tell me also the score you started with and now the score that you have. and like what materials you are about to use, right? So what materials have you not used yet that you already know of and you are going to use? So give me a sense of context here before I give you any random hint. All right, here we go. A 2019 study published. Oh yeah, I don't remember this question. Cool, we have a new one. All right, let's make a new one. Maybe I need to do a better TID. Hang on. Okay, yeah, this is probably better. All right, let's go back to Sudeep. You've taken all the Blue Book practice tests. You've gone through all of Khan Academy. As in, you went through foundations, you went through intermediate, and you went through advanced. You finished all of Khan Academy, and you finished all of Erica Meltzer's writing book and reading book. So you already went through a lot, and you got 1180. There we go. And break down the 1180. Where like what's the 1180 like? What's it made up of? Like what's your reading and writing? What's your math? Okay, you did the Erica Meltzer reading book only, and you got 1180. And break down the 1180 again. Okay, and it looks like you're pretty strong at. So if you want to, to be real, you already went through a bunch of practice, and you got 1180. Okay, so you are looking for a 220 point jump in 1 month. That is unrealistic. You are not likely, statistically, to get a 220 point jump in 1 month if you've already done a bunch of practice. But I think there is some fundamental problem in the way that you're studying. Okay, so if this is bad news, but it can also be good news. Okay, there's a fundamental problem. The fact that you already went through all of Khan Academy, all of Erica Meltzer, all of the Blue Book practice test, and you still are only at 1200-ish, okay, means that when you are learning when you are going through these materials, you're not fully absorbing your lessons. You're probably just like burning through them kind of thoughtlessly, mindlessly, and you are I'm trying to think of a good metaphor for this. Okay, I can't think of a metaphor right now. I'm not feeling very creative. But Sudeep, pretend that there's another friend who is maybe you have a twin. Let's say you have a twin brother or sister. Okay, I'm guessing Sudeep is a male name, but okay, it doesn't matter. You can have a twin sister, right? Let's say you have another. Let's say you have a twin who has the exact same intellectual capability as you. Okay. And let's call these, I don't know South Asian names, so I'm going to just call him Sadeep. Okay, Sadeep. So Sudeep versus Sadeep. I bet, okay, that the way that you're taking the test and the way that you're burning through these materials is, compared to this other person, Sadeep, way less effective, because Sadeep, this hypothetical twin, is every time he makes a mistake, he stops and tries to figure out 100% why Sadeep got it wrong, why the right answer is right, what are the theoretical underpinnings? What's the conceptual understanding of that question so that you can get that one right again? Similar question types right again, you know? And Sadeep is taking time to learn from the mistakes that he is making. Whereas Sudeep, I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Tell me if I'm off base. I feel like you get something wrong, you just read the explanation for why it's right or wrong, and you say, oh, got it. I got it, and you just move on. So paradoxically, the person who is saying, I got it, that person is the one who is learning less. And the person, the Sadeep, who is saying, I wonder why that's wrong, the one who doesn't act like he understands, Sadeep is the one who is actually learning from those mistakes. So don't hide under the don't let the simple explanations. A lot of times these books give you like 1 or 2 sentence explanation, not even 2 sentences, man. For those answer choices for A, B, C, and D, they literally give one sentence answer explanations. Dude, don't let the simplicity of that one sentence answer explanation trick you into thinking you actually understand. No, you don't understand. The point at which you really understand a question is when you yourself can simulate in your head exactly the steps that you need to take to get that one correct next time. And you feel that confidence. Oh, I can definitely get this one correct next time. If you don't feel that confidence on that question, you didn't really learn from that question. So make sure, I think right now, Sudeep, likely you are not going to make a 220-point jump in 1 month when you've already burned through a bunch of material, okay? It's not very likely that you're going to get that 220-point jump. However, you can get closer to, you can get closer to that goal by just focusing on the quality of your studying today. So right now it's in Nepal. It's like 9 a.m., right? Getting close to 9 a.m. Today, what is the study materials you're going to use today? It's okay to go back over the same Khan Academy materials. It's okay to reuse it because apparently you didn't really learn from your mistakes the first time. So it's okay to go back and master them. Reuse the materials if necessary, or find more materials if you don't like the idea of reusing the materials. Doesn't matter. But then this time, today, what can you change in the way that you're studying so that you actually absorb the lesson so that you don't repeat the mistakes again, okay? Be more exacting with those questions. Be more demanding of yourself. If you got something wrong, make sure that you can get into that position where you can say, oh, okay, I'm definitely going to get this one right next time because I get it, right? And then test yourself whether you really, really did get it. Surflex, you were the guy who messaged me. You said you said your map is okay. Oh no, okay, you're saying that your map is okay. You're able to answer the questions. Good sign. Correct. The second time. Second time. What is the second time? Second time as in, the second time could mean 2 things. The second time can mean you have free time. You have extra time left over at the end of like you got through like the 52 questions. Now you have like 5-10 minutes left over, or you might be meaning correcting what you get wrong. You might be meaning your time is over and you're actually without looking at the answer key, you're going back over that whole test. Oh, time is over. You're going, oh, wow. Surflex, did I talk about that online? Because that's actually not a common study technique, but I've talked about it. I mean, I do that with my coachees all the time. I don't remember talking about that online. Did you get that idea from me, or did you get that idea just generally from some other place? So Surflex, let me make sure that I understand exactly what you're doing. You're actually solving the test within time, and then before going straight to the answer key and scoring yourself, you're actually going back over the whole test again, and you're trying to correct your own mistakes. Did I talk about that on a stream before? Meanwhile, let me jump back to Loadster. Loadster is saying, really comfortable with mapping. Conventions are actually giving weight. Keep your focus through 5 passages. Focus is complicated. It's hard for me to give a one size fits all answer to focus. Let me chew on that a little bit more while I swing back to Surflex. Surflex. Time is over. No, okay, so you had someone else to check your answers. I see. They told you what you got wrong. Okay. That's kind of like an intermediate version of what I do. That makes sense. So Surflex, when you, I want to bounce off of something that Surflex is saying and just pivot to like a more general learning tip. Okay, how do you learn the most from a practice test? Okay, it could be paper, so 52 reading questions and 44 writing questions, right? It could be paper. It could be digital, which is like 54 reading and writing questions. Either way, when you solve a practice test, how do you learn the most from that? How do you like get all the juice out of that one practice test? Is this the most effective way? You solve it in a rush. You know, you just solve it, gut feeling, blah, 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 blah. You solve it, you're done, right? You get your score. Then, sorry, I kind of jumped the gun. You solve it in a rush and you complete it. Then you go straight to the answer key and you score yourself. And as you go through the answer key, you know, you mark down which questions you got wrong. But not only do you do that, you also circle the correct answer so you know what the correct answer is. Then you calculate your score, you get your whole score, okay? You got like a 710 out of 800, whatever, right? You calculate your score, and then you say, shit, that's such a bad score. And then you go back over the questions that you got wrong. So let's say you got question 13 wrong. And on that page or on that screen, you can see you chose A, but the correct answer is B, right? Then you look at A, and you're like, oh my God, of course A is wrong because of this. And then you look at B, it's like, oh my God, of course B is right because of this. You know, you see the reasoning. Now, if you don't figure out the reasoning right away, then you use some sort of book to help you. You know, it tells you why A and B is right or wrong. And then you look at it, it's like, oh my God, duh. And then you just move on. And that's the last time you look at question 13 ever again. Is that an effective way of studying? From my tone, I think you can figure out that this is probably not what I think is the most effective way of studying. Okay, Surflex is not actually doing that. Surflex is doing a modified version of this where he actually gets his score and he knows the questions that he got wrong. He knows that he got 12 right, 13 wrong, and 14 right again. So he knows specifically it's 13 that he got wrong. Okay, but when he goes back to 13, he doesn't know which answer choice is right. He only knows that A is wrong. He doesn't know that B is right. So then he gets to correct himself this time. Well, I would say this is better. Okay, Surflex's plan, study strategy or learning approach is better than the first learning approach I talked about because this allows him to kind of reprocess question 13 one more time and recalculate what might be the right answer. And he might actually be, the second time around, he might actually choose C instead of B. He might get it wrong twice in a row, right? But Nevertheless, the second time around, he's actually using his brain, right? Compared to the first learning approach that I was talking about, the first review approach that I was talking about, where actually you barely use your brain because you're like, oh my god, duh, oh my god, duh, oh I got it, right? That gives you the illusion of feeling like you understand a question, but you literally used like 5 brain cells that whole time, whereas Surflex, is using something like 1,000 brain cells because he's actually recalculating what might be the right answer, right? That said, I do think there's a third learning approach, and this third learning approach is not something I've heard talked about ever, actually. I've never heard anyone else talk about this. I'm the only person I know that ever talks about this, which is do not score yourself, okay? Complete the entire practice test. Do not score yourself. Do not score yourself. Go back over the entire practice test, okay? And mark down your confidence levels on every single answer choice. High, medium, low, high, medium, low, high, medium, medium, high, medium, medium, low, right? Mark down your confidence levels on every single answer. And if you want to, if you see that you got it wrong the first time, then change your answer and then mark your new confidence too. So originally your confidence, originally on 13, you might have chosen A, but then you realize it's wrong, and then you chose B, and then your confidence is like medium, okay? So you write medium next to it. So you went from A to B, you went medium. Well, why is this beneficial? Because you're still choosing, this time you're not using 1,000 brain cells. This time you're using like 10,000 because you don't even know if you're right or wrong, right? On 13, when you chose A, you didn't get confirmation that that was wrong. So you're playing kind of like mind games in your head. But by doing this, you're actually learning to calibrate the appropriate amount of thinking, right? And if you do this 50 times, 100 times, you'll start learning what it feels like to overthink something and what it feels like to be underthinking something. And you'll learn what the right balance is. Okay. At first, this kind of exercise tends towards making kids overthink. But a lot of times that's really beneficial because most of you guys are underthinking. You guys are rushing through answer choices and assuming that you guys are getting things correct when you don't really have that much evidence for it. But if you do this for the long term, you'll start realizing, oh, where's my confidence actually coming from? It's not coming from the text. It's coming from just like random ideas that are popping up in my head. So I need to learn to like discipline my approach, and my confidence will be based on actual solid evidence. Okay, so this is a lot more work, obviously, but if you do it, I guarantee you're going to learn a lot more per test packet than the person next to you. Loadster, I'm going to jump back to you. Actually, Lakeith, I don't even know if you're still around, but because that was a while back, but let me just shout out. You went 300-point increase in 2 months, dude. Impressive. That is very impressive. You must also be pretty solid in your general academics at school, because the 300-point increase, usually that comes from having a solid foundation, but just not being good at taking the test the first time around, and then realizing that you got your ass kicked by the test the first time around, and then forcing yourself to actually go ahead and practice the test. So that is that is really good. That's a really big jump. Your grammar and reading were horrible. Okay. Oh man, dude. Yeah, so super good. Surflex, dude. Surflex, you got a lot of work to do, man. Wait, now I'm actually mixing up who is whom, but before I just like totally lose track, I'm gonna go back to Loadster's thing about focus. So Loadster was asking about focus for 5 passages. Focus is honestly really complex because focus is not like this is something that I believe focus is actually fixable. It's fixable, but it's like what's like the most common what are the most common tips that people give for focus? Literally for focus, the most common tip is people will literally just say the verb focus. They just like tell you focus, right? Now, can you guys actually, before I jump right into it, I have I have some ideas of what the most common tips are for focus, but I'm kind of curious. Maybe there are some tips for focus that you've heard that I've not heard before. So for the next like 30 seconds, I'm just gonna stay quiet, and I want to know what tips you guys have heard for focus. Okay, I don't want to bias you by sharing what I've heard before. So next 30 seconds, you guys tell me what tips have you heard for focus. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, what tips have we heard about focus? Using your pencil. Okay, I was gonna mention that one. Actively read. Be more enthralled. Yeah, dude, that is such a broad. So those are literally literally we have like no Well, there is one practical tip. Using your pencil. Using your pencil, I think, is super useful. Oh, ask yourself questions. That's yes, I forgot about that one. People do say that. People do say that. Ask yourself questions. I think ask yourself questions is a better version of actively read. Okay. So I would say ask yourself questions is a concrete thing that you can do. It's still a little fuzzy because like which questions are you supposed to ask or whatever, right? But at least it sounds like something you can do. Whereas when you say something like read actively, that sounds almost the same as focus. Like what the hell is reading actively? You know, do I make sweat drops? Like do I just like conjure sweat drops while I'm reading, like some sort of anime, like some sort of manga like scene? Like what am I supposed to do to read actively? Do I just like furrow my brows really hard? It's really unclear what people mean when they say something like focus or read actively. But but at least there are two tips that came out that I think are pretty useful, which is using your pencil. And I think with using your pencil, the key here is not to just believe what people tell you about it. Okay. When people say use your pencil, it doesn't even have to be your pencil. It could be your finger. It could be your knuckle. Okay. And sometimes people will tell you to underline keywords or whatever. Underline non-keywords. Like it doesn't have to be keywords. Okay. And sometimes maybe you don't even have to underline. The most important thing is not to just believe what other people tell you. It's to actually experiment with it and get into a groove and find one that actually helps you focus. Okay. So the way that I use my pencil, I underline what I feel like important. Okay. I think they're important, but I don't really judge whether they're important. So I do very light underlines. Unless I know they're important, then I will do like a thicker underline. Okay? But generally speaking, I sort of underline not really to try to, I'm not trying to get a grade of an A plus from my teacher for this. I'm just underlining mainly because the action of underlining makes me feel more focused. Okay? As I underline, I will kind of like quietly mumble to myself or silently mumble to myself the words, and it just helps me build momentum. Okay, so I would not recommend doing heavy, thick underlines throughout the entire passage, because what that does is later on, when you go to the questions and you come back, all those underlines actually make it harder for you to reread the passage. So, yet, that does not mean that you should avoid underlining. No, I think you actually should underline liberally. Just like, who cares if the thing that you underlined is important or not? If you underlined it, and if in that moment it increased your focus for those 5 seconds, then it was worth it. Just don't underline it too thickly, okay? That's the way I do it, at least. So there's that. But even without underlining, you can still increase your focus just by having your hand, okay? And the physical action of reading, having it be something that's kind of controlled, where what happens is when you lose focus, okay? Let's say that there's Loadster. Let's say there's a guy named Loadster and a guy named Roadster, okay? And let's say Loadster is the type of person who doesn't use his hand at all, okay? So if you actually watch, so here's my iPad, okay? Let's pretend this is like the desk. And Loadster, the kind of person who you can't really see. I don't want to mess my camera. All right, fuck it. Let me just mess with the camera. All right. Let's say Loadster is the kind of person who, if this is test, right, he has his pencil here. He's the kind of person who's just like reading like this. His hands are not even on the desk, He's just reading, and then flipping the page, right? And then flipping the page, and then making his choice like this, right? On the flip side, let's say Roadster is this other person who is reading with the pencil or with at least the hand, could be a hand, okay? And kind of like using his finger to kind of track where he's reading. Well, what benefit does Roadster get that Loadster does not? Here's one major benefit. When Loadster is reading and he loses track, okay? When you watch somebody like Loadster's eyes, you'll notice that their eyes, you can't really see me right now, but you'll notice that their eyes sort of like go off the page. They get kind of like stuck in their heads, okay? Whereas with somebody like Roadster, I'm just losing track of who is whom. Roadster, the guy who's actually using his finger, when Roadster loses track of what he's thinking, what happens is his finger just stops. And when the finger stops and Roadster realizes the finger is stopped, that the finger hasn't gone on moving, through the evidence of his bodily motions, Roadster can catch on to the fact that he is no longer focused. Does that make sense? The physical action of him stopping his finger reminds him that he lost focus. Whereas if you're taking the test like this, like Loadster, you're just not using your hand at all, you can't even notice, like there's no physical reminder that you are not paying attention anymore. You just fell off the cliff. And God forbid the thought that's in your head is like entertaining. That you get like 15 seconds, 20 seconds of just like wasted time thinking about something that is either unrelated or it's like vaguely related, but you're just sort of like doing mind games in your head. Okay. So I think using your finger or your pencil or whatever, it can really benefit you in terms of just helping you get back on track when you derail yourself. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I emphasize physicality. The other thing with focus is you want to be able to. I want you to experiment not just with your hands, but I want you to experiment also with your feet. Okay, your feet and your posture. A lot of times, kids take the test like kind of totally disengaged. Okay, like this. And they're kind of like just slouching. Their feet aren't even on the floor. One foot is on like it's kind of hovering over the other foot because it's on like one of those like sidebars on one of those desks, right? So you're like this, and then you're taking the test, and then you just circle like this. Like I actually want you guys to try taking the test like that. If you guys normally don't slouch while you're taking the test, if you actually normally have like really like military like posture, I want you to try the opposite. I want you to see what happens to your focus, because the physicality of the test taking is something that is totally neglected, but it's something that makes a big difference in your energy levels as you're taking the test. Okay, like think about it. Also, your breath. Now this gets a little kind of new agey, but I really believe that breath changes your focus quite a bit. So and also breath affects your panic levels quite a bit. So thinking about your breath and experimenting with like taking deep breaths through your nose, I think will help you as well. Some other tips for focus. That's the physical category. Okay, the way that you use your body while taking the test can make a big difference on your focus. There is that other category, which is what Surflex is talking about, what Loadster also mentioned, which is when you are reading, you want to be active, but how are you active? You ask yourself questions. Now, Surflex gave a good list of specific kinds of questions that you should be asking. Those questions are related to what I call the genre conventions. Okay, and they get very specific. They become more and more specific the more advanced you get. Okay, but for now, Surflex's general questions are very useful just to start with, so I do recommend them. And I would say the main thing with focus from a cognitive level is hang on. I was talking about the physical aspects of it. Cognitively, for focus, right, this is the thing I was trying to say. Besides the physical aspects, the main thing is I want you guys to think about how you behave, how focused you are, when you are doing something that you enjoy. Okay, so the classic example of this is video games. Okay, when you are playing video games, how often do you lose focus? Even when you're losing and when things aren't going your way, how often is it that you lose focus? I'm gonna just tell you what the answer is. Never or almost never. Even when you're losing, when things aren't going your way, you're generally not losing focus. Even the people who are like raging and chatting, they're not totally losing. They do sometimes start going to troll mode, and that changes things. But like, you don't generally lose focus. Do you know why? Why don't you lose focus when you play something like a video game or a sport or something that's actually genuinely engaging for you? It's because at any given moment, okay, if I were to take a video of you and replay that video to any given moment of you playing a video game, and I just pause at like minute 23:33, okay? At that moment, I could ask you, what were you trying to do? And you would always have an answer. Because at every given second, there is something for you to do. You are doing something. So that is very unlike academic tasks or tests, because for you guys, when you take on an academic task, oftentimes you don't really know what you're supposed to do. And you don't have an intention to follow through on that thing because you don't even know what that thing is. So you guys are thinking not from like a second to second to second moment. You're really like the worst of you guys. This is the worst. The worst of you guys are thinking literally the entire test. Oh, I just need a 700. And you're not really thinking about the in the moment decisions. You're just hoping for a 700. All right? You guys are hopeless. For those of you who cannot break it down into smaller pieces, you are truly hopeless. You are not going to improve. Now, there's a sort of middle ground where most of you, thanks to like, reading Erica Meltzer or Khan Academy or whatever, you're actually the way that you chunk it is into question types. Oh, this is a dangling modifier question. Thank God the dangling modifier question is something you can solve in about 20 seconds. Okay, it's not a super hard question type, right? So dangling modifier question. Okay, good. Oh, but then you have this other question. It's a main idea question. And you're just hoping you get it right. It's not second by second. It's just question by question. And question by question, you don't even have a specific strategy that can be broken down into like 5-second chunks or 10-second chunks. You're just thinking, main idea, reread, and you're just rereading. And then you're just going into, I don't know what the answer is, process elimination. Rereading is like a 20-second action and process elimination is like a 45-second or 2-minute action, depending on how hard it is, right? But you're not breaking it down into 5-second chunks. Of course, if you don't have a 5-second task ahead of you, of course you're going to lose focus cognitively, right? Our brain isn't capable of like a super complex 45-second task, especially when things are uncertain. We're not capable of it, but we are capable of things like, and this is where all the like quick tips kind of give us that false confidence. We are capable of very easy tips like read the sentence above, read the sentence below. Those are really easy, right? We can do that. That takes like 5 seconds. We can do that. The trick is to build enough 5-second moves that they become a strategy at some point, right? That they become a strategy that actually works for all situations, okay? And that's not something that I can like, I can't model that for you right now in this one chat. It takes much longer. That's what the coaching is for. That's why I have to coach you like this, because this is much more complex. I can't just do it on one video. But even without paying for tutoring from somebody, right? You can still just take that general principle of like at any given moment in the test, at any given moment in the test, was there any time that I didn't know what I was doing for the next 5 seconds, right? And use that as like your general filter for analyzing where your focus is going off, okay? And now this is not easy, obviously, just to do it on your own, without coaching or tutoring, right? But doesn't mean you can't do it. If you just take this one question, okay, and you genuinely just thoroughly analyze the way that you're taking the test, you will start uncovering the insights into why you're losing focus. And then when you take that uncomfortable feeling of like, oh my God, I was at question 27. I looked at A, I looked at C, I looked at A, I looked at C. I saw A, I saw this one phrase, I looked at C, I saw this one phrase, and I just sort of like blanked out at that point. Right? And if you take that feeling of like blanking out and you just sit on it and you don't just move on to question 28 and you really just analyze like, what was I supposed to do here? Right? Where should I have looked at this very moment? And if you can come up with an answer to that, and then you can turn that answer into like a generalizable tip for yourself, okay? Then you have taken the first step to mastering that focus problem. Let's see. I'm catching up. Forcing yourself away. Dude, that's very important. Ayan, I don't know if you're still around. It's been a minute, but it's been 14 minutes. But hey, good luck on the SAT. And last question, I do have to go after this. Would it be better to have confidence in yourself rather than believing and praying that you chose the... What? I think there's only one right answer to that one, which is you should have confidence in yourself because you have proven to yourself that you know how to match the evidence to the answer choices. Okay? Your confidence should come not from your mind, not from your heart, okay? But from the evidence, okay, that is on the page, which reaches your mind, which connects to the answer choice, and then feeds your heart with that confidence, okay? That confidence doesn't just come from nowhere, okay? It starts from the evidence that's on the page. So as long as you have your confidence being backed up with evidence from the page, you're good. Yeah, but the problem is confidence can be a very bad signal if you do not have a habit of matching up evidence to your answer choices. Because a lot of times kids can have really high confidence, but get all these questions wrong because their confidence is not coming from the page. It's coming from some general delusion in the air. Okay? And that is not good. And not good. All right. You said one more question, but I gotta go. So I will wait for one question, but I'm gonna answer in less than 10 seconds. How to manage time effectively? Start measuring your time and think about it on your own. Okay, I gotta go now. So hey, thanks for the oh, that's Surflex. Sudeep just like snuck in there. I didn't even see that. Surflex, I'll give you another 10-second answer. Would it be better to read the passage slowly for 7 with 4? Surflex, you gotta experiment. But as you probably know, the way I solve it is I usually take about 5-6 minutes to answer a passage, just to read the passage, and then about 4 to 6 minutes to answer, depending on how hard the questions are. Okay, so you got to experiment with it and figure out what works with you. Okay, all right, I gotta go. Thanks for all the chatting. Hope you guys got something useful from that. And if you are taking the November SAT, good luck. If you're taking the December or March SAT, hey, happy studies. Enjoy it. Okay? The more you can enjoy it, the more you can actually focus. All right. Peace out, guys.